She kept quiet for years, smiling through the silence, playing the roles, saying the lines. But now, China Anne McClain is done pretending. And what she's revealing about her time with Tyler Perry has fans reeling, and Hollywood shook. Because this isn't just about a falling out. This is about a system, a pattern, and a silence that's lasted far too long. From the outside, she was the golden girl, Disney royalty, the youngest firecracker on Tyler Perry's House of Payne, and a radiant role model for millions. But behind the lights, behind the sets, behind the Tyler Perry empire, was a different story. One of emotional tension, creative control, spiritual pressure, and deep personal pain. And now, the truth is spilling out. China Anne McClain was born into a world of music and storytelling. With a father who produced tracks and a mother who penned lyrics, artistry ran deep in her DNA. At just 7 years old, she appeared in the gospel drama The Gospel, already showing that spark that would capture audiences for decades. It didn't take long before one of the biggest names in Black entertainment took notice. In 2007, Tyler Perry cast her as Jasmine Payne in House of Payne, a sitcom that celebrated Black family life and gave viewers a mix of comedy and heart. Millions watched China grow up on screen, and many assumed she was living the dream. From there, her star only rose. Disney cast her in A.N.T. Farm, where she became a household name among Gen Z. Then came the Descendants franchise, further proof that China wasn't just a rising star. She had already arrived. But as the fame piled on, something else began to shift. And fans didn't see it until now. In interviews over the years, China occasionally dropped cryptic comments. She talked about long hours, feeling unheard, being viewed as a product. At the time, people brushed it off as the cost of fame. But now, with the benefit of hindsight, those comments hit different. In one podcast interview in 2022, she quietly said, "There were times when I felt like a product, not a person." She didn't name names. She didn't need to. Insiders from the set of House of Payne have since confirmed what many suspected: the environment wasn't always nurturing. Especially for a young Black actress still finding her voice. One former production assistant described the atmosphere as "follow orders, no questions." Another said child actors were expected to perform with adult-level discipline, and without complaint. And in an empire built by a single powerful man, complaints didn't travel far. Because when one person writes, directs, produces, and controls the narrative, there's little room for challenge. When China returned to the House of Payne reboot in 2020, she wasn't the same girl Tyler Perry had hired years earlier. She had matured, spiritually and emotionally. She had values, convictions, and she wasn't afraid to speak up. That's when the real trouble began. According to multiple insiders, China began raising concerns about certain episodes, particularly scenes with adult themes or humor that didn't sit right with her personal beliefs. She didn't demand full control. She wasn't throwing diva fits. But she wanted to make sure the content she put out into the world aligned with her faith. That, sources say, is when the energy shifted. She was dismissed, shut down, told to trust the process. Eventually, she requested a one-on-one meeting with Tyler Perry himself, hoping for understanding. Instead, what she got left her in tears. A close friend said, she went in hoping to be heard. She came out knowing she never would be. That moment was a turning point. The beginning of her emotional and professional withdrawal. She started posting cryptic messages online, talking about spiritual warfare, environments that drained her, and opportunities that came disguised as danger. Fans didn't understand it at the time, but they do now. Then came the moment no one expected. China went live. In a raw, tearful Instagram live, she spoke directly to her fans, and indirectly to the very system that had once made her famous. "I've been quiet for a long time," she began, "but I'm not going to be silent anymore." And with that, the floodgates opened. She didn't name names. She didn't have to. She spoke of manipulation, of power being used under the guise of mentorship, of being pushed into doing scenes that conflicted with her spirit, and of being told to do it anyway, or risk her job. "They'll say they're giving you a platform," she said, "but what they really want is obedience. If you speak up, you're labeled difficult." The internet exploded. Hashtag China McClain, hashtag House of Payne Truth, and hashtag Tyler Perry Exposed started trending. Because fans knew exactly who she was talking about. Tyler Perry Studios never issued an official statement. But according to industry insiders, they took action behind the scenes. A cease and desist letter was reportedly drafted. Phone calls were made. Quiet damage control began. China, however, wasn't afraid. She posted to her Instagram story, "You don't scare me. I'm covered. And I'm not here to destroy, I'm here to tell the truth." Soon, other voices joined her. A veteran actress from the haves and the have-nots posted a black screen with just 4 words, "She told no lies." No tags. No names. But everyone knew. Then a former assistant director from If Loving You Is Wrong tweeted, "Working under that system isn't as empowering as it looks." Even a background actor shared a TikTok saying, "You speak up, you're gone. You ask for a break, they replace you. It's a machine." The narrative that once painted Tyler Perry as the savior of Black Hollywood began to unravel, thread by thread. A leaked memo, allegedly from Tyler Perry Studios, circulated in private fan forums. It reportedly outlined protocols for containing public relations fallout and discouraged public interaction with inflammatory content. Was the empire trying to protect its image, or suppress the truth? More questions followed. Why does Perry write nearly all his shows himself? Why resist a writer's room when so many actors report creative fatigue? Why are so many former collaborators burned out or silent? And here's the twist that shocked everyone. A major network executive reportedly confirmed that upcoming deals with Tyler Perry were under review. Could Hollywood be preparing to distance itself from one of its biggest black moguls? As the storm swirled, China didn't retreat. She got to work. According to publishing insiders, China has signed a deal for a full-length memoir. One that covers her career, her spiritual awakening, and yes, her experiences under Tyler Perry's system. One source described it as, not a revenge book, but a spiritual testimony. A story of healing, truth, and warning. She's not writing it to attack. She's writing it to free herself, and maybe, others. Already, she's using her platform to share Bible verses, host spiritual conversations, and warn young artists about the traps she once fell into. Her message? Don't sell your soul for a script. In one bold post, she wrote, "I'd rather be cancelled by the world than silenced by my own spirit." And with that, she made it clear, she's not playing by Hollywood's rules anymore. Tyler Perry has built an empire. A self-made billionaire who opened doors for countless black actors and created space for stories the mainstream ignored. But now, that legacy is under review. Fans are split. Some still see him as a hero. Others now see control, not creativity. Silence, not support. And in this moment, we're forced to ask, What happens when the gatekeeper becomes the problem? If the very people you gave platforms to now say they were being silenced, what does that say? China Anne McClain's story isn't just a headline, it's a movement. A moment of truth in an industry addicted to silence. She didn't burn bridges. She lit a path. For every young artist feeling trapped. For every Black woman taught to smile and stay quiet. For every fan who wondered what really happens behind the scenes. Now you know. If this story moved you, shocked you, or opened your eyes, drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think this means for Tyler Perry? For Hollywood? For China's future?